When I look down at the list of players, Beck, Scholes, Rio, Terry, Cole, Gerrard, Wazza, etc., they're all amazing, and they would all start, you would imagine, in this current crop of England players. But for some reason, it didn't work. So then you thought, well, would I put them all in? What's the problem? Why didn't it work? I think it's an impossible question, isn't it, this one?
It is an impossible question, but it's down to your own taste of a footballer. And I think a lot of us, especially guys our age, we do go back to a certain era, don't we, where we think that was the golden era, or that was the time that really grabbed hold of you as a football fan. And so you tend to stick to those areas. That's why it's always hard going back and trying to compare eras or trying to compare footballers from different eras. It's almost impossible. But you look at the teams, whether it be 2002, whether it be 2004, to this team now, and I think I'm the same as you. I would probably have most of the players from around 2002 or 4 than some of the players now. But as a team, the team together play better now.
Who would you pick as your goalkeeper, Pickford or Seaman?
Seaman, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I
mean, I would. I think
so.
Absolutely. But Seaman was 2002. I think it was 2004, it would have been James, Robinson and Walker, wouldn't it? So it depends where we're going. Are we going 2002 or are we going 2004?
I think that whole group of players is supposedly under the same umbrella of Golden Generation. Who are you going? I'm naming positions because I think they're the only questions. Who you playing at right back? I mean, left back's Ashley Cole, so it's only going to be Ashley Cole.
Ashley Cole, there's no comparison.
Right. Okay, I think
at left back.
I think
Ashley Cole, 100%.
You centre halves then, which would have been Terry and Rio. I mean,
well, I'm not going. Or Campbell. I can go. I'm not bothered which one of them three. Okay. I think I'd have Terry on purely because of the way he played. I need that sort of centre half, and then you go either Campbell or Rio.
Yeah.
Any one of those two, both fantastic footballers. Absolutely, mate.
So far we're choosing the Golden Generation, but right back, who'd you choose?
That's a difficult one, isn't it? Because where do we go? We're going wing back or right back. I mean, you can go Reece James, whose performances have been outstanding. Trent Alexander-Arnold. You go Walker, who is been just picked time and time again by Southgate and trusts him and plays in a 3 or plays right wing back as well, or plays in a 4 at full back. That's his preferred
I notice you're not picking,
choice.
You're not picking Gary Neville, no?
Or Gary Neville, who did he ever let England down in that position? No,
never.
He didn't. And his partnership with Beckham for Manchester United and England was crucial, wasn't it, at that period? I think I would go Gary Neville, you know.
Would you?
Yeah, I think I would.
I'm
a fan of Gary Neville.
No, listen, I love Gary Neville, but you sort of think football's
changed. Or football's
yeah,
changed, and that's what I'm saying. So, but I'm going to stick with.
So you're going for the back 5, the original back 5.
Yeah.
I think you're creating a rod here for your own back, because when you talk about the midfield, I can't see. I mean, it's got to be Gerrard, it's got to be Beckham.
Yeah, I'm going 4-4-2 though.
Yeah, well, I think you have to.
Because I'm sticking. Yeah, you have to do with those players though. Don't
Who are you playing on the left?
Oh, yeah, dear. Well, do you know, that's where it gets interesting. I could go more Foden or Grealish.
In the midfield 4 as a sort of left-sided midfielder?
Yeah, because you go 2 in the middle. It's got to be Gerrard and Lampard.
Oh, I would definitely not put Lampard in there.
Oh, come on, man. He's got 30 goals.
They can't
30
play.
goals for England. That's rubbish. They can't play together. It's absolutely rubbish.
Gerrard and Rice is my midfield.
All right. Well, I'm Gerrard and Lampard and Beck's on the right.
All right. And on the left, who are you putting on?
I've just told you.
Who'd you say? I didn't hear what you said.
On the left, I've gone Foden or Grealish. I can't split.
Okay. I can't split. And up front, what are you doing?
Kane and Rooney.
Kane and Rooney. Yeah, I don't think anyone can argue with that, can they? So no Scholes, no Paul Scholes.
No, Scholes, brilliant footballer, but I don't think. I think it's very hard to split I think Gerrard, Lampard, and Scholes are very hard. But if you go on awards won in their career, not trophies won by them playing for their clubs, individual nominations and trophies, I think you'll find Lampard and Gerrard probably just pip Scholes quite comfortably.
Let me ask you this. So we both basically agree that the Golden Generation had a better team than the current 11, right? But
no, I'd say the better team is now, as they play as a team.
This is what I was going to ask you. A better squad is now, isn't it? As in...
Or did they just come up against the golden generation of football?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because I talk about in my sport, and we talk about everybody says, oh yeah, the England team cricket in the 90s wasn't very good. We actually were. We beat everyone. And we get criticised for this a lot. The only team we couldn't beat were Australia. And they were the greatest, arguably, them and the West Indies in the 70s and 80s, arguably the greatest team of all time. So we couldn't beat them when they had McGrath, they had Shane Warne, they had Steve Waugh, they had Mark Waugh, they had Mark Taylor, Michael Slade. We couldn't beat that team. So we get judged purely on that, and I think that's wrong.
Let me ask you this, Coffee. Would it have made any difference to the golden generation had Gareth Southgate been in charge?
What, rather than Sven?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
And flip it around, Sven in charge of the Euro side. They got to the final. Would that have made any difference?
Well, we don't. Well, that's an interesting question for people out there.
Who would you have as your manager then of this team? Which one?
Glenn Hoddle.
Would you put Glenn Hoddle in charge?
I'd have Southgate. Without a doubt. I can't question Gareth Southgate. I said this yesterday. I think his record as England manager, people talk about a golden generation of footballers and the youth that are coming through, but that was a golden generation of footballers. But they just come up against better teams.
Yeah.